Science and logic won't teach before you learn for the moment. Remember, time for the rough, the outcome for the coming in and now you announce. Squat it, work you eat for the needed to just steal your beliefs. Right in front of the walk away from the back with the time for the vulnerability. It's a beat, old new paper for the opposition for the propaganda. Propose for the probability, provide for proof of progress. Never produce the produce of the production for the progress of the pronouncing for the support for the supplements and the substance. Your love for the lacking. Food for the star for the super for the supper for the golf for the has been lacking. Bad taste in your mouth for the deprived for the flossing for the bite for the for the too much. For the between two space, you next to the meal for the iPhone, and the anxiety for the bottom for the soul for the side for the carbon and for the sobriety for the make down your dodo. Engagement, here's who hope you science and logic won't teach before you learn for the moment. Remember, time for the round for the outcome for the coming in and now you know. Swat it for what you eat for the street to just steal your beliefs. Right in front of the walk away for the back for the time for the vulnerability. This shit old new paper for the opposition for the propaganda. Propose for the probability, provide for proof of progress. Never produce the produce of the production. Progress of the pronouncing for the support for the supplements for the substance. Your love for the lacking. Food for the soul for the super for the supper for the golf for the has been lacking. Bad taste in your mouth for the deprived for the flossing for the bite for the pork for the too much. Too shoot for the between two space. You next to the meal for the iPhone. And the anxiety for the bottom for the soul for the side for the carbon and for the sobriety for the make down your the drinking game for the work with this different than basing never the half of the conscious for the sliding into the progression to find your way home. Again, you find that this with the address for the subtracting the zip code. Somebody for the language you translate. Translation for the behavior of what's called. Serious in the down for the orientation. Comments for the comment for the communication. This for the vibes for the essential for the elements. This approved, I'm ready for the bringing it to the table. This is the content for the silent for the ocean to be able. Highest bid for the dirty for the bit for the charm. Which we can be in for the unwanted. Decide to define yourself for the same time. This for the be the benefit of the minimum for the business. This for the vision for the falling you can know you. Limitation for the closer for the proceed. This for the closer for the getting your illusion. Hard for the only to find your details. Getting for the distance for the changing your inevitable. This be the reality for the new lessons. This is the class of the self for the awareness. Self for the education for the no life. This be the unified for the district. This be the system for the degenerate for the subliminal. This be the crime for the talk behind your back. This be the wild for the corner for the timeout. This be the sentence for the capital punishments. This be the benefit for the punter for the less bound. This your drop of the golden cheapers and accomplice. This be the depths in your states of mind. This is over the matter for the fact that you don't matter for the much and the more for the use of the knowledge to look at for the every word for the you can trust her for the artifact for the jewels of the BR. This be the wherever you're going to end up. This be the knock for the down for the end up. Where be the end for the direction for your heart. This be the craft for the art for the wrong for the self. This be the heart for the critics for the also have the passion. Creative for the masterpiece for the come for the master. Mind for the blast you out of your orbit. This would be the orbital for the environment to create. Bliss for the comfort for the pleasure for the self-inflicted. This would be the pain for the total labor was included. Obligated for the be the part for the self-installation. Needed to fit the inventory for the age and numbers. This would be the calculate for the attention for the span. The duration for the pleasure for the neglect. This is an imagination for the imagine for the become. Truth for the inherit the falseness in your help for the scale for the calm for the time for the Jason. This is the bit of nerve for the never ending story for the house hill. Home for the house of the hillside for the drive for the park avenue. Rich in the avenue for the rich over there for the poor to eat. Your distribution for the organized you eat. Stores in which side for the bread for the road for the comfort. This is the crouton for the crochet for the leftover. Live for the yarn for the beat the earning for the earn. Blessings.
What up?
Generated for the generation for the generation, gentlemen for the act hard enough for the genetic for the just be the organic for the inherited rich and poor the judgments in the court for the anchor. Stagnation for the standard for the recruit. This for the front line for the war you justify. This is the justification of the reasons. This is the only why for you fighting for the peace now. Teacher for the current dictator for currency. Manipulated for the regardless of who's wrong. Expression for the rights of the group for vote. This for the protected for the very arms of love. This is the only knowing you actually feel the divine love. The ones who are waking up and you're born into the passive repeats to itself for the wanting to see that for the scene again. Heard for the same for the place for the place for the time for the different time for the schedule. Time for the later for the only for the sooner. Dark for the long for the noon for the rise again. This for perspective for the high of the highs. Low for the toe for the tide for the receipt. This is the magic to turn nigga right to the life. Sharper hoping your longevity. Prepare.
What up?
fails to meet those standards. Sitting at the still to await the awakening.
What up?
Thought to ride, declared upon after the presence of light. To be illuminated, shine upon you for the sunrise. Glow define, directions and nocturnal conditions. For a new day, gratitude coordinate with the movement. In the wave of the world has been able to be overlooked. It's underlying the truth, the foundation of life of the secret to be the game. It's not a secret. To find those patterns of the turmoil for the sequel, the game for the bitter season.
What up? What up? What up?
Shine upon you, sunrise, summer nights for the under the moon, flying the globe to find your direction to the night. Turn on for the condition, to seek the compensation for the new day, for the gratitude, coordinating the movement for the significant, for the way to the world, have that word, for the way to being able for the overlook, for the underlying truth and the foundation of life, no sequel for the game, for the discipline, the secret to define the patterns and truth. He's a man who had a wife that couldn't help but hurt him for the drive, for the trial to be sentenced for the tried once again, for the expecting for the different outcome, the income for the doubt, repetitive wages for the wage between my heart, for the hard place for the hurt face for the stare, the illusion of for the mirrors of insanity, experience that expectation for the maid, for the fool, for the once again, for the last time he said for the himself, for the one of the first, for the no harm, hurt defenses bearing arms, behind back of the efforts in front, harder not for the bear, now experience the fail, truth and not fit the minds by the fear, greed for the lack of the direction, reasons why I keep falling through talking, for the left to lose, and this be the left for the loss of the right for the denied, for the productive, told that for the shoulda known, but there's no production, see without the trust support, systems and foundations sink on countertop, offers without water for the stability that you're able to know if you're even able to be stable enough for the staples inside of steam, so these steam like the state for the staples, so there's the verb, but there's trying to find a lack of action, seeing that bladder for the solid for the minimum preference, for verbally for the it could be excused in execution of your excellent disappoint questions. Chromosome for you to see me in the future, but you can't see yourself repeating the past now. I know the past, but never mind it. Advertisement of add-ons, subliminal care for the character, if we do the habit of believing in health, believing in your will of position, be positive enough for the post doubt, telephone for the pope, for the vote, for the social site, for the non-secret, for the deny, for the system, for the devil, that doesn't walk, for the to the walls, to the halls, to the walls, but hollow for the trust of the count, to the poor, open to the table, to contents, but the finding out that I'm the contestant, for the lessons to only your consequences, to repurchase your returns, shell for the ask me, not for the label, still for the be sell for the sell of a star, and made for the corn, no mate, no match that burn for the book. You release that into the needed burn. Another opportunity for the opposing dress. And I promise it for another counter. You'll put the deed for the beat, adding it for another consumer, for the last of the subtract, for the accountability, for the no savers and no draft. That for the understanding, understood for the giving, for the five-star mating, for the rat for the rap, for the raid, for the memory banks, and this be executed for the level 11. And I'm time for the practice of awareness and levitating for the biggest surprise of what you put the fine broken glass and unfamiliar comic rapper where you had the power to walk on by for the day, for the giving, for the generous. Thought for the sun, for the without a shine, for the warm, your order with the body for the temperature. Because you had the difference in the climate, temporary for the work you climb, for the lift, for the concern, for the crosshair, for the coordinator, for the condition, for the left to leave your bounds. In the wind, I should have found that instrument for the kite, for the days to such a drive, the park for the redundancy, for the nut, for the occupant, for the occupants, the tenants, for the right to the wrong, for the express, that for the gun pressing, that's so much you find a home song. Hope to find the science and logic, handle the teacher, that for the reach, you to be the left aim for the itself, for the beat announcing, that for the squad, and where you eat, for you can find a point. Engage you.
Sitting at the still to await the awakening. Thought to ride, declared upon after the presence of light. To be illuminated, shine upon you for the sunrise. Glow define, directions and nocturnal conditions. For a new day, gratitude coordinate with the movement. Significant in the wave of the world has been able to be overlooked. It's underlying game for the business sequence. Shine upon you, sunrise, summer nights for the under the moon. Flying the globe to find your direction to the night. Turn for the condition to seek the conversation for the new day, for the gratitude coordinator, the movement for the significant other, for the weight of the world. Half of that word for the way that been able for the overlook, for the underlying truth and the foundation of life, and no sequence to the game for the discipline, the secret to define the patterns of the one. He's a man who had a wife that couldn't help hurt him for the tribe to be sentenced for the tribe once again, for the expecting for the different outcome, and come for the doubt. Repetitive wages for the wage between my heart, for the hard place for the hurt face for the stare, the illusion of for the mirror's insanity. Experience that expectation for the made for the fool, for once again for the last time he said for the himself for the only the first for the easy way out. Ideology for the idiots don't see. Cause to effects to that dreamer. Wait for a scene that forethought will go forgetting about your lost memo to the memory for the moment, or for the moon for the lunatics in time that keeps those lunatics watching. Dynasty, act instead of the action invasion. Unveiled for the masking tape over the eyes to blame to yourself. Outcome. Ignorance of the ram for the sheep, irate for the rational, irrational. For the easy way out. For the easy way out. Surfing all the deserts and dry desert lookout. Decent to deliver your depleted for the diplomat and lay behind. Hate for the air, for the diplomacy, for the idiots, for the idea. What they become like no memory, no ID, another ideal idea. Ideology for the idiots don't see. Cause to effects to that dreamer. Wait for a scene that forethought will go forgetting about your lost memo to the memory for the moron, maybe. Or for the moon, for the lunatics in time, for the keeps those lunatics watching. Dynasty, act instead of the action invasion. Unveiled for the masking tape over the eyes to blame to yourself. Outcome, ignorance in the ram for the sheet, irate for the rational, irrational, for the just give for the rational ratio. Not too irrelevant for the venting, it's only vengeance and giving. Take to the moon has two faces, but only you can see the one that looks like you. Smile man, for the surface, the crater, for the packed, for the crates. Occurrences, to the camera, for the drawing, for the treading, for the emotion who can't see. But who sees through you for the shining, see for the seal, the sealing secrets. Seductive state of mind for the sacrament, for the secret to be the capital. Gonna stay for the mind, for the treasure, for that with the eye pirates. Kill to the math, for the secrets of the enriching the currencies. Loom your curriculum for the circulated, for the like an orbit. You're done for the making, the pain for the emotion numb, and enough for the adding. Adding up like their numbers for the time, for the band, for the time, for the shield beat, for the multiplication, for the sum power, the precise, the perception. Prescribe the sum for scripture, for the litigate for the literature. Litter for that, for the trash talk, for the like the wasted, for the pleasure, for the who would be as such a plea. Such question for the nutrients, the better diet, for the deity, for the deity. Decency for you to decide upon your place for the choosing of a moon. Sun like that for the Sabbath, for the mandate, for the mandate, for the beginners, for the beggars. Week that for the 4 week, for the hunger pains, no food. Food for thought to eat, for the planting of the garden, for the plant base. Deprivation upon your growling growth, for the growing pains. Ache your heart for the beat, for the self, for the deeding like a civil right. Case in case of this instead, for the ceiling, for the own integrity. Catch your bleeding blood, for the only savings, accountability. This be the blood banks, for the credit card, for the fraud, for the frown to end. Fro for the love, for the hair, for the you being the caller, for the nigga, the flow. You're out your mouth, for the ignorant, the river, for the Nigeria, for the inferior, the patriarch. Restrict that sin for the into the missing mark. Question it with a conundrum. Over the head for the till you finally left down. For the D, for the dead, for the D, for the dead. For the violence, for the vibe, for the victim minds. And the self that for the you to lie. That for the try that you look at them. Only can't believe in you see that lie. But I pay attention for the left that couldn't believe in the truth of them today. Determine that for the detriment. Scratch your scribble for the B, the B. You saved yourself for the getting your shot. I for the death for the misfine. Miss that for the miss moves DC. DC for the conceiving and to be free. Before leaving to coming out for the shoreline. You don't know if you're coming home when the time is high. On his full moon for the determined and deterred. And miss mind for the misheard. Me cause the chief for the fall of that voice. And heard the five for the straight for the slaughtering. Such that for the daughter, maybe the eight for the sausage. Another white beat for the bite, but the fuck you hard enough for the pump your hormones. And heard the fear of the hormones. Leveling up for the cock in the morning. Sundown for the ride to the running. Other side for the high behind. Shout out for the life of the this wouldn't be decent if I wouldn't, if I couldn't. For the easy way out. Deserving all the desserts and dry desert look out. Decent to deliver your depleted for the diplomat and lawyer. Paid for the air, for the diplomacy, for the idiots, for the ideas. One, they become like no memory, no ID, another ideal ideology for the idiots don't see. Cause to effects, effect to that dreamer. Wait for a scene, the forethought will go forgetting. About your loss and memo to the memory for the moron, maybe. Or for the moon, for the lunatics in time, but it keeps those lunatics watching. Dynasty, act instead of the act. Hold it well with the band. Mainly for your interpretation, be the main. Aim at the savings and checks, guys, and cash and pay. Respect and the consideration for the pressure for the president from the state. Fish and God seen for the shells disappear for the jellyfish they swim with the warm water. Beautiful enough to steam for what your time to bring to shore. All determine what is the moon for the desert work. Against you from time for the wash and toss you. Back and forth until the lessons are learned. Proceedings and receive recess and recessions for question. The answers but emotionally confused and giving up. To the dissipates of the wakening of the sun for the light. Correlate for the base for the fatigue for the future. Nature is natural, it's the one of these flares of soul. Position not to mention what was lost to be the courtship. Position not to mention what was lost to be the courtship. Position not to mention what was lost. Position not to mention what was lost to be the courtship. Position not to mention what was lost to be the courtship. Hold it but was the banner for this. Remaining for your interpretation be the pick of pain. Name not the savings and checks, cash and catch you pain. Respect and consideration for the pressure of the president from the United States. State of mind, fine notes, lost, those failed. It's okay. There's plenty of fish in God's sea for the shells will appear. Disappear for the jellyfish they swim with the warm water. Beautiful enough to sting for what you tides bring to shore. All determine what is the moon for the doesn't work. Against you for the tide, for the wash, for the toss you back and forth until the lessons to learn from the burn. Proceedings and receive recess and recessions to question. Answers but emotionally confused in the giving up on you. Till it dissipates in the awakening of the sun for the life of the cold. Correlate for the face, for the fatigue, for the prenatal, for the premature. Nature is natural, there's a wonder for these flares and solars. Raise and sting the devils from the rave and the weights underneath the floor. Sure to await for the dreamscape for the scoping you're watching. Dreamers and that came near for the herb, wonderful is such a noun. Can she be the pro-advocate for the fatality to be so surprised? Confused and that will repeat the act that was supposed to first time. First to cast the role for it's been to do with the hope to play it serious. Sears is a serious star for the role of Broadway for the broadcast. Appears for the Mediterranean for the meditation of the prayer repose. Lead right back to the ball for the palm, apparently for the claws of this place. Vanished without a trace, for the face was untied, the place that was made. Made you break a leg for the red, arriving for the hill. That was on the way for you, should be already on the way for the pebble. Handed to you for the helping hand, for the distress. Dress the implement for the impressive irony for the giving assistance. This one I'm in the distance, this will be the direction to me, please. Asking on a day for the encompassing of the compass for the compassion. Then the complaints, the pain for painting a picture for the faith for the calamity. The calmness of the confusion for the infused with the illusion to never see. Conclude for the conclusion that never concludes, the outcome for the interlude. Then think of shoulders through scenes and lean for the those to be eyeful. Stand to still the bad posture for the dictated for predicament. You're helping bad intentions you never had intended for what was intended. The eyes are blind to what they keep for the before you can never see. Behind her I begin to think for the converted of bliss to ignorance. The tolerance of this to be the move for the emotions with the rhythm, the music to just dance. Under the find the moonlight, saw it was that for the celebrity. Great thought for the scientists and laboratories. Elaborate for the rhythm you can't detect. Late for the fetus and it's fed up. Mislead for the pen with no ink. Thought to think that it would be ignorant and weak for the eyes to behold that beauty. With a grip that never slipped with the hands of time. Heart with the widest open the secret handle. Jar for the door for the be shut. Seal for the sea for the illustrate the sea illness. An illusion for the you can never find a read. Read for the tape for the illiterate for the highest rates for this illness to be rated. Errata for the silver snake to bite. The idea for the intention to campsite. No tent for the tantalizer for the tantrum. Traumatic for the enough for the transient transition for the position to train. Blame to the seat for the hide indecency. Indecisive for the indecision for the indicted. Edited for the verse of the indecent. Complacency to complain your sympathy. Being the same for the amp of the amp. Camp to compromise and pleasure to bleed. Outset your inset for the infant. Infiltrate for the filling of the rate. Tyrants for the anticipating in pain. Pats for that for the back for the payback. Finding for the book of paying forward. Previous mistakes for the stake out the place. All along for the weight of the scales to measure. Faith for that for the world. Care for the room for the bloody dance. Romance that movie with the movie can move for that for the come to pray. Let's come out for the everything. Take for the day for the take it through. The demo for the front for the action for the contender for the completion. The crime for the bad side the bad for the completion of that agenda for the regardless of the gender for the gentleman for the hardest way for the gentle. This will be deserved for that for dessert. Tired, dry as desert feeds the decent.
Position not to mention what was lost it to be the courtship. Hold it what was abandoned for this to be the thing. Remaining for your interpretation be the paper, the bank. Named after savings and checks and cash to catch you paying. Respect and the consideration for the pressure for the president for you can find the states. State of mind. Find those.